the realest, best podcast in the game.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
That would have been crazy.
I would have been real mad.
Yeah, that's.
I would have been real.
How do you even
mad.
open the next pod?
Like, bro.
So subject matter is
Right.
reproached.
So,
In life,
let me
What
let y'all
happened
know
was-
what happened.
life often reflects
we have mental health
podcastery.
awareness, right?
Y'all respecting Christian space?
No.
I guess so. Naturally, it's,
I mean, we do
it's
it for every
like,
week. If you're not here, you there. If there's a space there,
Yeah.
but it's set up. If he's not here, the space is there. It's
Yeah.
just no mic, you know? Like, we let...
Oh,
like,
so last time like y'all moved the chair?
yeah,
the
Christian
chair
asked
was
like,
there.
why
That's
you
so
moved the chair?
weird.
It was
I
like,
think
what do you mean?
I think that's weird because I sit on a completely different piece of
It
furniture.
just feels wrong. Like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Because
Like,
I'm
we
like,
might-
it's still
yeah,
the
like-
setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still
Yeah.
the setup at the end of the day. So just you not being here
Like, it
doesn't mean
wasn't.
that,
It wasn't even in the
you know what I'm
camera,
saying?
but the
This-
chair was there.
Yeah, the chair was there. Yeah, she zoomed in. But I still wanted the chair there because I feel like if it was just in the background, it would be like, why somebody be like, why is the chair there?
Yeah.
Like the studio was set up the way the studio
Yeah.
was set up.
Mm-hmm.
We're just used to it.
Alright, so
But yeah, we good.
outside today.
only one camera today?
Yeah,
she
the
said
other
that-
battery. It was already
When I,
flashing when I
um,
put it in there. Yeah, it was gonna
yeah,
take
when
too
I
long
came-
to charge it.
Alright, so we at 8:14 now.
Okay, cool.
You know they're not paying me
Who not
for the
paying you?
days they forced me to take off. Or
Well,
did
I
you
guess
see?
because you didn't work.
I know, but
You don't get PTO?
I
Or
do.
sick
That's the
days?
thing. But I think it's because it's accumulated by month.
Oh,
So
you
I'm
accrue your
starting
time. Okay.
with none. And at the
Because you
same
just got
time,
signed on.
yeah, I just got on permanently,
Oh, damn.
and it's so stupid. Thank you, but at the same time, it's like if I would have known that, I would have came to work because I tested negative that day, and I tested negative 5 days later, like I knew I would. So it's not like I was at risk at anybody at any point in time, even though that's what they say. But it's like, bruh, we not even in a pandemic no more. Like
I'll admit, we are the
we
pandemic.
not. Well, I mean, we are, but it's like a mental one now. Like it's
by
not
how
even
we're
like.
living, but the numbers is not like. I think the number of people dying is probably dropping, but like it's still a lot of people having COVID all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but it's like
Absolutely.
But
They
that-
not-
that
it's not
those
like-
vaccinations and those boosters are helping people.
Who
I'm
who
be
they
honest.
helping?
I think it's helping the people that would die. That's really the
I think that's the
purpose
only
of
people it's
that's the
helping.
only
Yeah,
purpose
like-
of the
Because I got
vaccine,
it and
really.
I was sick.
Right.
Very.
Really?
Same with
Yeah.
Christian.
Dang.
Christian was very sick for like 2 days.
The thing was, I got sick. I had like my symptoms started like as a very small thing. So like I didn't think I was sick. But then on Sunday when I woke up, I was like, okay, no, yeah. Every time I swallow, it's extreme pain. Like, but
God.
I had strep in 2019, so I'm like, this feels like strep. So I think I have strep again. So I tested myself for COVID that day and got a negative. So I was like, I'm pretty positive it's strep, but I couldn't get tested for strep till Wednesday. I went to get tested on Wednesday, and my strep test was negative, but I had a positive COVID test. So from Sunday to Wednesday, like I was like beat up, super sick. I woke up Thursday with not a single symptom in sight. So
Like
all
it just disappeared?
yeah, like because I could tell on Wednesday, like even though I was sick, that I was going like in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then like Thursday, I was perfectly fine. So all of the days I spent quarantining, I wasn't like sick. But all of the days I was sick, I thought I had strep, so I wasn't quarantining. So I was
Right.
like,
Oh
this
my
didn't even
gosh.
like do its job. And then come Monday when my quarantine was up, I tested negative, and so I was just like, whatever. This is weird. It's like worked in reverse.
I mean, some of the days I worked at Phantom, so at least I could the check that I'll have will have 9 days on it instead of just 6. So
That's
and it's
decent.
we got a raise again. It went from $12 to $14, I think.
It's a very
'Cause it was
significant
9.
raise.
That's a big raise in these days and times.
$2?
At first, pre-pandemic. No, this is post-pandemic when I started working there. At first, when we first got there, before we started having, worker shortages or whatever, when I first got there, it was like 8 something. And at that time, it was, you get a 25-cent raise every season you come back. And I came back for the next 2 seasons. So I think it was either $8.75 or $8.50 because I made it to $9 after those next 2 seasons. Because I was like, after December, I was like, when I go back. No, when I came back in December, I was like, I should be at $9 or something now. So it was 9 in December. And now it's, no, it was 12 in December. Because it was 9 in November. I don't know. They raised it for New Year's. And then I was like, lit. And then they raised it again. So now I don't have to work as much to get the same. And hopefully this first
And this
check,
is at Phantom?
Yeah, this is at Phantom. Hopefully the first check that I get offsets me not work the 4 days that they're taking off. Because I worked the 31st. And I didn't work the rest of the week. And then I worked Tuesday. No, I worked Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So yeah. Not enough.
It'll be all right.
It's not enough.
But
bro.
they should have let you use like some sick days or something.
They should have
PTO
done,
or something.
bro. I've been there every day except for one day because I had to go to a wedding. I've been there every day since I started working. Every single my coworkers done got mad days off, but that was because he could, you know what I'm saying, at the time. But then they had to stop. You know what I'm saying? My boss was having days off too. I'm the only person that has been there working every day since I got there. And it's like, y'all really just not finna rock with me for real? Like, I just got here. Like, no, I've been slaving for y'all since November for 6 months. Like, and the only reason I wasn't hired on back then.
They would give you no sick pay for telling you not to come in?
Nah, not this time.
Dang.
And it's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
That's grimy.
I work harder than people that's been there for years. I be seeing these people in the president's suite walking in at 10 o'clock, yawning with coffee in their hand. We done set up 3 events already. And we rested because we got to catch our breath to go pick up a dang dresser. And right now, the truck is in the shop because we broke and we got janky stuff. And our door is like the same concept as a garage door. There's a track on the sides and there's like those small panels. So the top panel flapped off and was hanging, so we couldn't close it. So we had to drop it off. So all we have is the F-150. It's not even a full bed. It's the small bed. So we can't even move real stuff for real. And we gotta. You didn't watch those 2 seconds.
It was like so much
time.
unprofessionalism. Like,
Yeah, and it's like, bro, we was moving way too much today. I was highly upset because everybody was just like, yo, can you? Somebody called us to take a bed frame out, told us the wrong room, so we threw away a perfectly good bed frame and replaced the one that wasn't broken, and then threw that one away. And when he called us back to tell, it was like, hey, don't be mad at me. I told you the wrong room, so I need you to go back and get another bed frame to take back to the building, put in a different room. And when we got there, he was like, please don't tell me you guys threw it away. We was like, oh yeah, it's way too late. Like, what you thought? Like, bro, when we got back to the warehouse, it was done. It was gone. Like, the second you said it was garbage, it was garbage. So I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. And it's just like, these people blowing me, man. He blowing me, dog. And they know. They just know. We was walking by somebody in some office and they was like, oh, look, it's the hardest working man on campus. I was so mad. Somebody be saying that to me. Today, oh my God, we was leaving the president's suite because we had to get these robe racks that they be using for graduation. And this lady said, you guys have a good weekend. I was like, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Your weekend start today. I'm here on Friday. Shut up. Like, she's a nice lady, but you know, them type of comments, they don't be knowing because they don't do nothing.
They're just trying to be nice.
They be bored for real. Like, you're bored, dog? Like, what are you talking about you're bored? Do work. Do your job. Like, it's crazy to me, but
they might not have no work to do, honestly.
it's really easy to be bored at any job, really. Like,
true, but like,
it just sounds like your problem is you actually do your job and you need to be more like Charleston White at work.
Be more like Charleston White.
Yeah, anybody can be like Charleston White.
You right, but I need money. And the only time I'm not doing my job is if my boss is not doing his job. And 99.9% of the time he doing his job, so I gotta do my job.
That's because you setting terrible precedents for yourself.
No, it's because they don't do theirs and it falls on our shoulders.
Or it could fall on somebody else's shoulders.
No, it can't. It's only 4 of us.
Okay,
and
so
Savion ain't bit. Well, Savion was here.
Sound like you need to join the other team.
I wish I could. You think I don't know. Nah, honestly, I feel like if there was a way that like people could see me as a white man and I not be a white man for real, like they just see me as a white man. Like when they see me, whatever division in their
That will
brain.
never be possible.
Wouldn't that make you a white man though?
Yeah, to everybody else, but black people see me as me.
That wouldn't even be a power that makes sense.
It wouldn't, but it would because they would be like, "Yo, where you work?" And I would tell them, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's
But then
cool."
what happens when you're with a black person
And that's
and a
what I
white
was saying.
person?
Like you're not gonna
and they're
just
like, hey,
be
my nigga, and they're
segregated
like,
all the time.
who?
Wait, see, I'm never gonna be with a black person and a white person. I don't do that now. Like,
Why
that's
What do
would
you
you-
mean? At work? You could
yes,
be at
you
work.
could.
What do you mean?
At
You literally
work.
do it
But
every
look,
day.
all the black people in there, none of them. I don't.
They're not gonna say nothing. They just
all
gonna,
of them is the all skin folk and kin folk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. That's them. That's the range of how good the black people are in the warehouse. Like that's it. That's all the people. It's all the black people I talk to. So, and if I was in one of these buildings, they wouldn't find me because we see people leave their office and walk the campus all the time, and they're just not doing nothing. So like I would go and just find places to sleep. So
That's what Charleston White does.
so yeah, I would be like Charleston White.
Find places to sleep.
I mean, I'm like Charleston White at Phantom. I was watching Ant-Man and the Wasp the other day.
That's not even a good usage of stealing company time. Like
I mean,
that's
it was
a
that
lower
was the-
tier MCU film.
It was. I finished up the Meg because I was like, wait, there's more to this movie. I thought that last scene was it, but there was more to the movie, and then I was like, wait, there's more to the more. So
There's more.
it ended all right. It ended pretty cool. You know, I was like, hey, it still is a good movie for what it was. Still crazy, but
The
yeah,
Meg.
Shout out Jason Statham.
facts. He had a lot of good lines in it.
He's never in a movie that makes like narrative sense.
I watched him in this movie called The Wrath of Man. It was pretty good.
I have to watch that.
It was pretty
Who?
good. It
What?
was-
Wrath of Man.
Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan.
I don't care.
I literally do not care.
I wish
Don't care.
I wish I could care, but I don't care because I never cared about them as a couple.
I don't know why
I don't care
anybody-
about beautiful
what?
people being in love.
Why
care,
specifically
but-
beautiful
right.
people?
Like beautiful, like to a certain degree, like too beautiful.
Okay, I
Like
got
them,
you.
like both of them.
are-
Like
yeah, all right.
I don't care about y'all's love. Like it's
Be honest.
you're
I-
not real
It's
to
not so
me,
much
to be
about
honest. So like
but supposedly the reason, like he wanted to get married.
it makes sense when you're 10 years older than the person you dating.
bruh.
But she
I
never
personally-
started
How you know that? You was there?
Yeah, exactly.
You
dating her. How
heard?
old she was.
Okay, and he who knew how old she was.
Right.
Sound like they both culpable to be.
I'm gonna be real. I feel like we forget that, you know, regular people deal with the same exact emotions that we deal with. Like those aren't just because they're celebrities. Their emotions aren't like different because of the tax bracket they're in. I seen the same look on that man's face that I've seen on my homie's face, on my face, when we all have been dealing with stuff and we're out. Like, it's nothing different. The only thing is, you know, people are coming up with these like whole I don't even want to say philosophical at this point.
Because it's not philosophical.
Yeah, like they're literally just talking points that are useless. Like that's literally all the internet is. It's useless talking points. We talk in circles like you see the same 12 tweets every day. Like it's so annoying to like really still see people tweeting the exact same thing that you saw 2 days ago on somebody else's page, and you still retweet it and click it just because. I'm gonna click it I'm gonna retweet it when I see it, just because I felt it the same way last time, but I know this is a different page, and it's the same thing, and it's like, bruh, everybody's so uptight. Everybody feels like their opinion is a fact, and it's like,
It's just that.
exactly,
Right.
it's just that what it is, and we know that, but because everybody's feelings have to be validated, everything that I say, regardless of how I give it to you, is a somewhat soliloquy of truth in a way, because it's coming from me. Like, no, bro, you can be wrong. Right, like you can be wrong. Like just because everybody's entitled to an opinion doesn't mean that they can't be right or wrong.
Right.
Like,
and you don't know what people's personal situations are. You're not
Exactly.
in a relationship.
I don't
Exactly.
care. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
they're both rich. She
They
can
bo-
do what she wants. Like, there's a lot of people who just can't do what they want because they're broke, and in fact have to settle for somebody who loves them And it's like, yo, I'm willing to take care of you. And they're like, you're not the perfect person I dreamt of in my fantasies, but you're somebody who's willing to love me and take care of me. So you know what? Maybe I will do this. And it goes both ways, even though it ain't always, as often this way, because be real, that's a risk. I ain't gonna lie. I was a broke individual at one point, and I am a man, so I know what I was thinking at those times. And I was apt, depending on who it was, I was apt to manipulate and take advantage of. And I understand that. No, I'm just saying.
What are you trying to say?
He was more like he would be a hobosexual.
Yeah, but not like on the extreme tip. Just like on a. Why did you do that to me? Like 4 weeks later, like, I'm sorry, bro. I shouldn't have. I know. That's
Oh my
I feel like the extent of it. But yeah,
Lord.
I wouldn't have been. That's a risk, ladies. Be careful who you do that with. Make sure he's not just broke because he's lacking ambition and drive. Make sure it's just a situational thing and he's been up before, and you know what I'm saying, these are just one of the downs.
Or not. Why you care what these girls do? Let them throw their life away.
I was talking about women and us.
let them throw their life
What?
away.
Facts, for sure. You can do that too.
What do you mean? Throw their life away doing what? Taking care of a man?
Yeah. A bum specifically.
Okay. I thought you meant the other way, like don't take care of a bum, like let them throw their life away.
Oh no, I was saying you was like women don't. I was like, or do, like if you want to take care of a bum, do that. Like
yeah, that's
I don't care.
Please don't.
To each their own, man. If you want those problems, go ahead.
Because it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much positives for being in a relationship with someone who has nothing going for themselves.
I do have a question for you guys, because that kind of brought me to a thought process I was thinking of while I was on my way home, because I had saw something earlier. Do you guys judge people off of what they do when they're in love with somebody?
What do you mean?
Because you know how like
are you referring to like what they do in a regular or the extremes they'll go
like
to?
I don't want to say
love?
I don't want to say full extremes, because you know we have this whole. You can't go outside about anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go out down.
Says who?
That's like a societal thing. That's like a Twitterverse
that's a
thing.
Twitterverse.
Like,
That don't
thing.
exist in real life. Anybody
Yeah.
who's
Of course it
actually
don't.
been in love
Everybody
knows
goes
that's
outside
not
at
real.
some point.
Yeah.
At some point.
We all go outside.
You know what I'm saying? But
What's
you
that
know.
mean, though?
It's like, for example, Shannon Sharp shared a few days ago on his TV show that there was this one individual that he thought was the one, so he paid for her divorce, and
I don't think she could be though. If you gotta pay for her divorce.
hold on. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I thought that she was the one. Like,
He was
I
very
did that.
adamant
For
about
like,
it.
I understand, you know what I'm saying? And that got me thinking, because a lot of people was like having opinions about it or whatever. And it's like, got me thinking like, bruh, I know for a fact the things that I've done, you know what I'm saying, when I love somebody, it wasn't like, I was like, I don't want to say in my right mind. I was moving off of instinct, and I was just like, let me see how I can make this person happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm guessing, but like, I'm listening and like, okay, she says she like this, she says she like that. Let me see about this. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like trying to figure out how to do whatever. And like, I'm always somebody who tries to fight for stuff when I see it going south. So of course I done stuff where I'm just like, yo. And it's like my last ditch efforts and my cries for like, please, all that stuff. Everybody done had that, and it's just like, why would I judge somebody and be like, you
shouldn't, yeah.
See,
like,
I agree that everybody has those things, but that does not stop me from judging people for it. But I'm also
But
open
okay,
to
so
that
like,
judgment.
what's the level
depend,
of
though.
judgment though? Like, what's the
It
thing
depend
that's
on
like
what you're
too
doing.
far?
I give a perfect example of when I would judge.
What?
Apparently, there's this old dude named Harvey that used to work in my job before my boss was.
He giving hot names, everything.
Hey, look,
telling them where he could be found and identified.
I'm be real. According to my boss, Harvey is like a year or two younger or older than him, and he's a B, and he's fit. So that's his word. So I don't care if Harvey see this. Sorry, Harvey. Apparently, there's this lady, right? Her name Jill. This light skinned lady. This is, you could tell her whole life. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a white parent, but her whole life, I can tell that she's just gotten by because she's mildly pretty and light skinned. So like people, she better eyelashes than people, and they tell her okay, and they'll do whatever she asks them to do. And my boss was telling me that Harvey, who used to be the director of facilities, used to make it worse for the team because she would call this man on a Saturday and he would hop out of whatever he was doing and hustle up to the school and do stuff. And like no overtime, nothing. She wasn't even giving him none. My boss said that he had to say, hey man, look, you've been doing this for 8 years. Ain't no such thing as putting P word on layaway. That's what he said. He said it don't take that long to figure out if she gonna do it or not.
Oh
9 times out of 10, they know if they want to when they meet you. So, homie, if it ain't happened by now, it ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna evident.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is definitely something I would
definitely
do.
not gonna happen.
You got about 30 days.
You know what I'm saying? Bruh, really?
It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
And you want me to go
like,
this every single weekend?
Bruh, and then you gotta think about it. Like,
I'm upset.
even if you got 30 days, you gotta think about it. That's give or take. You know what I'm saying? Because then sometimes they will mull over, maybe. You feel me? But the maybe don't last long. Maybe is like 3 days. If you don't act in that 3 days by accident, or like you just so happen.
But so you got to be careful saying if you
way.
don't act, because some definition of act is
the fact
coercion.
That's
we're not doing that. We don't.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you just so happened to be on her mind. Something happened, and then boom, boom, boom. You feel me? Clicked up. It just felt right. You know what I'm saying? In her eyes. I don't know. You feel me? Whatever that looked like to you, but just understand. It don't take 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's a yes, but circumstantially it's a no, you can wait.
Like if she wants you, but she got a man, and she's not a cheater.
Actually, yes, that's circumstantial.
Yeah,
that falls under the umbrella.
That is just it's so scary how common that is, because like when you're like an observer or you're the dude who shoot or whatever, it's just like inconvenient. But then you get into a relationship and then you be like,
does she want somebody?
Is my girl out here wanting somebody else? But
I'll say I've definitely been that person before.
But she not going to go there. But the desires, the instincts.
We was talking, so it wasn't like we was dating.
It's such a dangerous game to play, because it's like, and then I know one of my homies the other day, he was like, he don't get into relationships solely because he trying to avoid his karma for how many women's he's smashed.
That's probably smart for him.
And he's just like, I'm not going to get with no woman, because even if I could get the most faithful woman in the world, the universe is going to lead her to cheat on me, because I done ruined so many relationships. So he was just like, he going to thug it out for as long as possible.
He probably right. Honestly, he probably, because
any.
karma is real. I done got my fair share.
That thing.
You reap what you sow.
Boomerang. I will say sometimes karma and God don't be working fast enough for me, or like it be like
on you or the other people.
On other people, and like and then sometimes I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes the Lord too creative with His vengeance. You know, like, oh, vengeance is mine. Sometimes He doing it up here. No. I want their life in shambles. Like, these is my enemies. I want to see them fall.
My God.
They live in life, but you got them going through emotional. That's not enough for me. I need to see them fall. I need to see the collapse. Like, sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean, really velour. You gotta take vengeance into your own hands, because karma be like, I'm gonna get them back. Trust 2, 3 fold. You're taking too long. It's been a year. Somebody needs to see to their end, to their demise. At this point,
for me, it's like, man, I'm actually like physically tired of the fact that I'm not rich right now. Like, it's gotten to that point where it's like I'm just, there's no reason I shouldn't be just making music every day and living my life and not doing anything besides that, like, and whatever else I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for me not to be. Why am I working and moving furniture every day? That's ridiculous. And it's like, I know in the next couple weeks, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be back good as far as, you know, financially. I might not be as liquid as I was, and I might be even more liquid. I don't know. All I know is, like, sort of, kind of, maybe, hopefully, like, I see bits and pieces of what I want, you know what I'm saying, of the life I want to be living. And it's like one's over here, one's down here, you know what I'm saying, as far as like sphere of influence goes. So it's like I gotta corral them all into one. It's like that's hard, as well as being a regular functioning human. Along with Biden just saying, bro, I'm not fighting inflation, I'm causing it. Let me go focus on this war. Sorry.
No.
Holla at you. Like
No.
For my trivia,
Everything is expensive.
yeah, everything. For my
Oh my
trivia
God.
job for my Tuesday gig, it's in Roswell, so I get paid a gas comp for having to travel that far.
Okay.
But the gas comp is 10, and it's just
That
not
$10
enough
not doing it.
anymore.
It's not
Like,
doing anything.
definitely.
it's really not moving the needle.
That's 2
so
gallons.
I
You might as well
Barely.
keep that.
I'ma
and just
have to-
keep it. Just hope like after.
Yeah,
a
I'm
month.
He goes to
Yeah.
Roswell for his job? Dang.
But he working at home right now. But he
Okay.
had to go to Roswell to get his home equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's way too intense.
My light bill went up to $128 last month.
What did they
For
add
lights?
to your facilities?
I have never paid over $60
They
in the
added
past 2 years
they
I lived
added
in that
infrared
apartment.
lights?
signals
For
in your
my
stuff.
Yep. I
They
don't know
put
what happened.
laser.
What
the
they
laser
do?
things in the spy
128.
movies.
I don't think I'm not gonna not pay it, but they're not getting paid for at least a month. They're not getting that money.
I hear you.
No time soon.
You
They're
gotta
not-
be
Nigga like me,
What you do is
It'll
you
get
pay 'em
real
what it
candle
was
lit
last
up
month
in
to be like, make it enough. Right?
No cap.
Be like, I thought,
really
nah,
sad.
my thing said that much when it came out. So I don't know what you want from me. That's what you charge me. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
I'm
That's
not paying you.
bad.
I'm not paying you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Nothing,
intense
I got
outside.
nothing for you.
Georgia Power about to have conversations with me.
I'll be honest.
I got a
they
flat
will.
tire.
And by
yesterday?
conversations, I mean
Even-
Molotovs.
Even if we
Into the
do like
water
get
tanks.
a crib like we was planning on, we're gonna be paying like as much as if we was in an apartment.
Yeah,
Depending on
Ain't
where
nowhere
we-
cheap to
'cause
live
we
right
not-
now.
It
we
doesn't.
not living in
Nothing
the
cheap
hood.
except
exists.
a box.
Literally, even if you go all the way out to the West End, you're still gonna pay like $1,500 a month.
Let's buy a plot of land and buy one of them garage things from Home Depot.
I'm gonna get a camper.
And
Why would we buy a plot of land?
I'm
'Cause we could just
I'm
put it
literally
on.
going to
Yeah,
convert
but
a
the
van.
taxes on land is crazy.
They turn them into
they
houses.
tax land.
Yes.
Wait, all you
Yes.
got is to pay your registration and your gas, and they ain't got no overhead.
I'm literally
I was thinking
gonna
about
do
living
that.
in a
Like,
storage unit, but
People do that, though.
damn, they don't got. They
You
don't.
can't though.
They-
You're not
they don't-
supposed to.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
but
of course
okay,
you're
I'll
not supposed-
say
if they,
Breathe in
if,
there.
when I was
you leave
young,
it cracked.
breathe. Yeah,
in my
you
family,
still
we
breathe. I don't
definitely
think
slept
it's
in a
a.
storage unit.
I don't think it's like a airtight seal.
Yo, no.
You crack it a little bit at the bottom.
And
That's what I was
even if
gonna
it
do.
is like,
You'll be okay.
just wait till they leave.
and then I'm raising up on them.
I'm saying you got a gate. It's not like they just gonna raise up on you. The worst thing you gonna see is a stray cat or a raccoon or something.
A rat crawling underneath there.
Oh my
Man,
god.
look,
I'm from New York.
just sleep on
Rodents
a high,
can't
just sleep
cause
on
me
the
no
couch.
type of pain or
Yeah, just sleep off the ground.
haywireness.
As long as you got
Yeah,
stuff in
it's
there,
sad
as long as
outside.
you use
That
their
RV
Wi-Fi.
though, that's an idea.
Yeah, camper like, or even like a
How
tiny
y'all feel
home.
about that diesel?
I can't
though?
live in nothing that move.
You trying to steal a school bus?
No.
People be converting
School buses aren't even like aesthetically pleasing though.
They're
from a
not.
visual standpoint.
But that don't
If it's nice
matter.
on the inside,
As long as I'm
I
on the
wouldn't even
inside
care.
and I got curtains, I'm cool.
I also just feel like I don't know. It's something about like a school bus's shape that just
It's ugly.
it just makes me feel.
And it
if you
doesn't
get
matter
like one
which
of
shape
the
it is. Even the
updated, like
newer
the
ones are
rectangle, the super, they're a little better.
They're a little better,
Those
but-
look those just
They look like
because those are all old, so none of them look good.
they look like schools started a U-Haul division. With 30
Oh.
in.
God damn, I'm talking about.
Well, I guess not a whole 30, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my head is killing me. What's up? It's the YSO Podcast.
Boom,
Podcast
boom.
for the youth, by the youth.
Being a
God's
voice for
favorite.
the youth.
Oh yeah, that's the rest of it.
Hi everybody, it's Ashton.
What's up? It's the brother of the guy who always has names, and he's not here today because he's sick.
Under the
So
weather.
shout out to my brother for being a soldier, and you know.
That sounded so fake.
It did.
It did, but
sounded so insincere.
wasn't. I love my brother. Shout out to him.
You already know what it is, man. We're here podcasting.
Pod.
God's favorite's least favorite this week is one that I just experienced over the weekend. This past weekend was my birthday, and I went out with friends. And
Happy belated birthday, brother.
I said this past weekend, so
Belated.
don't even really want that. No lie. It's way too long ago. They need
That's
to be stoned.
weird.
But and
Yeah, it's still weird.
on the place that which we went to
It's the night.
get dinner.
6 days ago. Why they still say happy birthday?
Who cares?
That's
I'm not
crazy.
saying thank you, so it's just landed into the ether.
Right.
You can't expect a thank you when you're
Well, you
this
know,
late.
with the
Like,
algorithm on Instagram, maybe they just saw
She
the
said
post.
Facebook.
That's
oh,
what-
she said.
She said
Yeah.
Facebook.
Okay. Well,
That's even worse.
The same. The algorithm is crazy on that too.
really?
I mean,
No, shit,
yeah,
I don't be
you're
on
not on
Facebook.
Facebook.
it's
Yeah.
not like out
And
of
ain't no
line.
influencers on Facebook, so why that
Right.
algorithm messed up?
And it's like out of
Anyways.
line, ain't it? I mean, it's still the timeline is still in order on Facebook, isn't it?
Influencers on Facebook.
I have no idea. I ain't
Maybe
scrolling
there's
I
down.
don't
ancient
give a fuck.
influencers for them.
I have no clue.
I have it because my mom be telling me people be saying stuff about you. You need to say thank you. I'm like, I don't need to, but I will because you're asking me to.
My mom does the same
But okay.
thing.
I always thought, just growing up, false thanks is such a weird thing.
It's not even false thanks.
Well,
Why am I saying thank you to them when they're saying it to you?
and beyond that, like I just think there are scenarios in life when you're a kid where your parent like tells you to say thank you, and I get it's about manners, but like if I'm not actually thankful, then like what's actually what's being exchanged here? Because like I'm just saying words with no sentiment, no energy, and no intention, and then the person's like, "Oh, you're welcome," but like I wasn't thankful, so I'm not welcome.
I mean,
That's just-
you're still
I feel like
welcome,
I
you're
say it a
just-
lot.
I don't
Now I
care.
just say that it's like out of habit.
Bro,
like I
like,
don't consciously
I mean, I
think
don't
like
be
was I
thankful,
actually
bro.
thankful?
I don't be thankful
I
for
don't
most
know.
of this
polite,
stuff, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being
clue.
polite for
yeah,
sure.
it's
but
just like it's literally just a
it's
habit.
like at the
you
same
just-
time, it's just like yeah, like they're saying it to you still because they're commenting on your post. They could go to my page because you tag me most of the time. She tags me in it. If they go to me and like say thank you, then I think it would. I mean, happy birthday. Then it would be different because it's like a direct.
And I think
to
that
you.
that also leads to another thing, a moment I have that's awkward all the time, where people will compliment someone that's like in connection with me to me. And they're not with me at the time, and so I never know what to say. Like people all the time would be like, "Your niece is so cute," and I'm like, "Thank
Yeah,
you."
that's-
Like
yeah.
I guess,
yeah,
but
I
like,
get that.
why
one.
would I be thankful? Like I did nothing to contribute to that cuteness
Right.
whatsoever. I'm not the
Yeah.
reason you saw. Like there's like I just be like, and then like sometimes I'd be like, whoever it is, I'd be like, I'll tell them you said that because it's like. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people be like, oh, she looks so pretty. Actually, some similar to this happened where someone saw like someone in one of the posts from this weekend or whatever, and it was like, oh, they like their top or their outfit or something. And I was like, I guess I'll tell them, like, because
Right.
you're
Yeah.
not. It's not my top.
Right.
Like I can't say thank
What do
you,
you say
and
to
I don't
that?
know if they thankful. Like they could be like, okay, and so
right.
I'll be like, I'll deliver the news, and if there's a report, I'll report back. If not, oh well. But getting back to my God's favorites, least favorite. We at the place we went to dinner to on Friday night, just Sea Salt Seafood Lounge. We had to park in like parking lots
They
or
need
whatever,
better DJs.
and it's a public parking that you like have to pay for, and it leads to a twofold least favorite. Because my first least favorite is even the mere mental concept that like you have like paying for public parking just so like the state can like get money for you to park. So like it's just such a ridiculous and every like no matter where it is, no matter how it works, like because it's in in any major city, like there's some element of it, but it's just like absolutely ridiculous. But I think particularly when you're talking about Midtown and downtown Atlanta, how impossible it is to do anything there without having to pay for parking. It's just like this is so weird. And like
I got lucky.
when you really think about it from a psychological standpoint, bro, like
do
you're
everything the whole
paying
weekend.
you're paying to avoid a consequence that for something like that shouldn't even like it's like if you don't pay for the parking then you'll get booted or towed.
Right.
But why?
Right.
Literally.
Like why is there someone's job to walk around looking at vehicles, be still and
That
be like,
isn't
does
a-
that
like, it's not
vehicle
even
have
their lot.
permission to be still? Like
Right.
Right.
bro,
not
it's
even
just
they lot.
chilling. Like it's
Right.
doing nothing to nobody. It's
They
just parked.
got boots.
Like it's just ridiculous.
You know they're not like employed by anybody. Like that's like a thing. Like just a side hustle. They have boots. They just put them on people's cars.
I
Like-
thought they're like employed by like whatever impounding lot that like I
Okay,
thought like
well yeah,
impound
they're
lots
employed by
hire
the
people.
impounding lot. But it's not like they're employed by the lot. You know what I'm saying? Like there's the lot that's right by the
because random
Greyhound
people
station.
buy parking lots.
Yeah.
Right.
And
The
pay-
light
and
that's
get
by
paid for that.
the light
It's
the
not even
lot
like
that's by the
restaurant.
Greyhound station
Mm-hmm.
that's literally next to it and like attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like you're supposed to park there
Yeah.
to go inside of there. My mom got booted. We walked in and she walked out. We walked in. I got my ticket. She hugged me. She walked out. She was booted. She was like, "Yo,
That man was quick to put the Timbs on.
son."
They be on the prowl.
They be watching.
It's
They be
ridiculous.
perched. They be like, "Oh, we got another one."
Literally.
Like them cops and these
Tim.
They are.
Yes.
And then so
Uh-huh.
that's the first least favorite, but it leads to another because the parking was based on how long you're there, and I didn't know how long waits and things were gonna be, yada yada yada. So I paid for the 4-hour parking, which was $7. But then there was a 75-cent processing fee, so it was $7.75. And it made me really analyze. Mind y'all, this is on a phone. Like you take a picture of the QR code and
Right.
you do it all on your phone. It's not like we're at a one of those
Right.
ATM style booth thingies. It really just made me think to myself, what is a processing fee? And then furthermore, what are all fees? Why do fees even exist? Why don't you just take that money that's for that fee and put it in the original cost of whatever the thing is? Because I promise you, if the parking for 4 hours was $7.75, I wouldn't have been extremely more irate.
Yeah.
But when you told me it was $7
And
and then
you
that it
add
was $7.75 because of a
yeah.
processing fee, what is being processed? Because I'm just pressing a button.
Right.
And why does that process take 75 cents?
Right.
Like,
I know for like at gas
Could
stations,
be
you
a
know how
tax
they'll be like,
write-off.
okay, you have to spend at least $5 on your debit
that's
card.
actually illegal.
That's very.
I know
illegal.
that's legal,
Yeah.
but when I have asked the cashiers about it, they're like, if a transaction is below that amount, then they get charged $25 from the bank for each transaction that's amount.
But why?
I think it's stupid, but that's why they do it. That's why they add on the processing fees. For $7, it shouldn't be on there. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's
but for like
stupid.
under
I ask
$3,
people like Comcast and Georgia Power, all these people that add all these fees onto your regular bills. Your bill be $49.99. By the time they get through with the fees, it's almost $100.
And that's
That's
exactly
how
why.
much my well, I don't want to say that's how much my benefits are, but like looking at my benefits packages, like for somebody who is just an employee, like I don't got no spouse and children, it looks good. But if I got everything that I saw, I definitely would like have no money like at all.
what for like healthcare and
Yeah, like I already
that
know
stuff is
like
expensive.
That's another racket.
yeah, like
Healthcare is
I
a
done
lot-
already
yeah.
looked at the stuff that you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead and get. I can set up a Roth IRA. I got like 2 different choices with one of them, so I'm getting one of them.
A
you know,
Roth
I'm
is a good-
getting one of my. I'm getting the regular Kaiser, what I had at Kaiser before with my parents. I'm just getting that over, and that's gonna be not that expensive.
Oh, because you're...
$25.
Oh, so you have to buy your own health insurance.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
That's
free.
sad.
Yeah.
Free though.
Okay, at least
Well, it's
it's
not
free.
free, but you know what I'm saying. My benefits, you know what I'm saying. So I don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah,
now.
I'm definitely gonna be living dirty once I get too old.
Really?
But
Yeah,
it
man.
won't
Oh,
be
I
that
can't
long
take
though, because by the time you 26, we gonna be fine.
Well, that's 2 years from now. So
I know
hopefully,
we gonna be fine in 2 years.
But granted,
On the
beyond
guys, we gonna be fine in 2 years. I don't know. It's either that or I don't know.
Ain't no other option.
Yeah,
I mean,
no other option.
to be
Either that or
honest-
somebody's get robbed next year.
it's
So
Not
certainly,
next year. I'm dead.
insurance is
A scam.
not only is it a scam, the fact that you must have insurance
right.
is the true scam.
Yes.
On your tax return.
Like
Yep.
It's so
you're gonna
crazy,
make
bro.
me have insurance. Like
And it's like-
nobody's asking if I want to be insured. I just have to have insurance.
And
Like
even when you're
You did that on
insured.
tax returns years ago, right? I don't remember that.
why are you asking us about taxes years ago?
I only
I
just
don't-
started
I've been
doing
fi-
taxes, bro.
doing them joints.
I've been
I
filing my
still
taxes
don't
since
understand them
like
fully.
2016. I can't remember. I never paid attention because I never had to pay for my health
Bruh,
insurance.
I still don't fully
Like I've been on my
understand.
mom's forever. I'm not getting off of it until I have to. So I don't never pay attention.
Still don't fully understand it at all. Like
What?
I understand it, but I
Taxes?
don't understand it. Yeah, every time I read them documents, I'm just like, alright,
They're taking out
hoping
too much.
Like, I'm hoping I'm clicking the same thing I clicked last time I filled this out.
I mean, you have to like.
It's too
Yeah.
many settings too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you could be too many things, and like some things I don't be knowing if I'm these things or not.
Bruh,
Like,
yeah,
they-
like,
we
Like, are
asking-
you exempt?
Right.
I don't know.
know.
Am I?
Hey, look.
Like,
dude,
am I exempt?
did
are you
have
a
any
state
liability
rectified
liability?
incumbent?
I don't know.
No, exactly.
It's like,
I have no clue. Literally.
Like, I remember I looked it up again. Like, this is the third time I've looked it up and I
Yeah.
still didn't understand it. I'm like,
It don't make because I know my ex he did the wrong thing when he signed up for his taxes at his job, and when he did his tax return last year, he had to pay the government like $1,100
He probably was exempt.
because he clicked exempt and
Yeah.
he wasn't. I said you should not have clicked that button.
He was getting all that money throughout the year.
Yep,
now
and he had to pay it all back. Yep. But luckily, when you do that, they let you defer to like October, and then you still can set up a payment plan. Like you don't know how to pay it all. Like,
That's so stupid,
Just
though.
take my
but I'm like take it
Yo,
out during the
I
year because
accidentally-
Why are you
I'm
even
trying to get a
asking me?
return.
Because what if I'm exempt? Don't you know? Why don't you tell me, gang?
Yeah. I'm not that.
Well, dang, I could have been found exempt for like 4 years.
I ain't been a student in like 7 summers, so
Yeah.
I definitely
It's been
could
a
go
long-
back to school. I don't know.
It's
if it-
almost
I
worth
mean,
it because
anybody
that,
can.
that
I think
tax
it
return when
covers-
you pay for school,
But nah,
It's
yeah, it
crazy.
covers up to 9 credit hours, so a semester. So I would only have to pay if I was a full timer. I would not have to pay for the
3
extra.
credit hours.
When you filing taxes and you in school, you get that T-1070. Was it T-1075? Is it
something. I just know
That
my checks
helps
was
save a whole-
$3,500 every
you get back
year.
A lot more money.
Every year I was
I
getting a
don't
big
know
check,
if it covers.
and now I'm getting nothing. I'm getting pennies compared to when I was. In
I don't know if
school.
it covers SAE because I think it's just the university system, and I think it was just only the ones that I saw on the sheet that's in the folder. But hopefully I can try. Because if I could do anything, I'm going to just do that. Because I'm not going back to school. Because ain't no point in doing that. That's like 90% of my depression.
School.
Yes. Like every bit of my inferiority complex stemmed from the fact I was doing bad at school. And it was like, I'm not stupid. I can fill out a worksheet easily. Just didn't want to fill out the worksheet.
By no means.
School is funny.
It is.
I
but it's also-
enjoyed school. I liked college.
Not
I'm
for
thinking about
everybody.
going back to get my master's. Honestly,
Shout out to you. For real.
I think I'm going to.
I would never mind teaching. Like, I feel like I can make a classroom environment engaging if I had the right resources. But
Teaching is difficult.
it is, because kids are crazy. But
Teaching is so difficult.
thankfully, in my life, I've had teachers who were able to connect with me as a young child. So I feel like I can do the same.
I want to be.
I also
no dang
care
teacher.
about children. So I think that's a first step.
Loser.
Most of them.
They're gonna make you not care about them one day.
You probably
You could be
right.
That's
mad.
facts.
Depending
I mean,
on what
I'm not
age you
gonna
teach
lie.
Not gonna cap to
you
you.
gonna go off.
I'm not
I
gonna
know a
lie.
lot of
There's
teachers.
definitely,
Yeah.
there's definitely like I definitely have a small patience for children because I remember observing certain children in Spirit and Phantom and being like, get that right now because it is running around and you.
Yeah, you should not teach young children.
I'm not gonna teach young children. I'm gonna try and go for. I'm not gonna go for preteens. Preteens are a death sentence. I'm gonna try and go for 15 to older.
Yeah, I've always like, especially now that I'm older and now that
Definitely
like
teaching
I
middle
teach in some capacity, I feel like anybody who's like teaching at middle school, like that's definitely like punishment from the state. Like they were like,
Yeah,
fine, like you're there for a reason. Like they were like, so we saw what you did.
This
So
is like
we're sending you to Hillgrove Middle.
right. It's
Okay?
the
And you're just gonna have to
equivalent-
deal with that.
It's the
Like,
equivalent of getting sent to the hood. And
like
police
it
district,
has
you know
to be
what I'm saying?
like,
You're going to zone 1. No, we told you.
Like-
We told you.
Don't make us put you in zone 6.
Don't
Like-
keep playing with me.
Yeah.
Keep
listen,
playing
this
with
is
me.
what it's gonna be. We're
You're gonna be
sending you
seeing
to middle
T.I. by
school.
the end of this week.
And you have 7th grade. And everyone knows, historically speaking, that's the horniest of the 3 years. So good luck.
It is.
Very
Everyone's 13. Everyone's 13 and 14. No, everyone's 12 and 13. That is when it.
You're
That's
absolutely
when it's
teaching
at its
7th
height.
grade, and you're
my
teaching a
God.
class they're not going to care about. So
Literally,
You
I
might
don't
catch
even
some
remember-
things.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember the
But-
classes that were in 7th grade.
I didn't have 7th grade here, so none of mine would cross over.
Yeah, it makes sense.
because I took
think
chemistry in
ours was-
7th grade.
What was the science? What did Miss Rakestraw
Science
teach?
in 7th grade.
Was it
For
geography?
me, I had biology.
It wasn't biology. I ain't had biology till I got to 9th grade.
I think I had biology in 9th
I
grade
had
too.
biology in 7th grade.
6th grade, I don't
Where was
remember what I
you?
had. I had
Was you
chemistry
in
7th grade.
No, I went to a school in Roswell, Elkins Plain Middle School. Yep, we had biology. In
My
8th grade,
experience
I
was
had
unique.
physics.
I had
What in 8th grade you had?
Earth
Bro,
science,
I
you
didn't
get
see.
8th grade.
That's what I'm saying. I got
No.
Earth science in 8th grade.
Earth
I didn't see
science.
physics until
No,
I was
we definitely
in
had because we was learning
10th
about
grade.
kinetic energy, velocity, and all that stuff. When I
Yeah,
was
that's
in 8th grade.
physics.
We learned
I had chemistry twice because in the cab they do earth science 7th and chemistry 8th. So I did
You had
chemistry.
in 8th grade.
Yeah, so I had chemistry 7th grade in New York, and then I moved down and had chemistry again. So everybody was like, "How do you understand all this stuff? Why are you so good at chemistry?" And I was like, "I just took chemistry last year."
Oh dang.
And not to be disrespectful now, but I just took more difficult chemistry last year. So I was like, this is really
it
easy
was
chemistry.
easy.
And then the math was like basically the same thing. Like, I don't remember what it was, but like up until I'd say March, I was just relearning the same math I did in 7th grade. And English is just English, like it's reading, and I'm always going to be great at that. And then for 8th grade, you had Georgia Studies, which is just like American Studies with a
Yeah.
focus on Georgia. But I'm such a history nerd
Did I have
that I
Georgia
did
Studies?
amazing at it. And then everybody was pissed because I was one of the best Georgia
You
Studies
had to, 'cause
students
in
in my
that's
first
the-
year in Georgia.
That's like the AKS. That's like how the AKS goes. In
Yeah,
8th grade,
I
you
think
learn-
everybody
I
in
don't even
Georgia in
remember.
8th
I
grade
think that's
has
the
Georgia
country.
Studies.
Like I think in 8th grade you learn about your state's history. Like in other states
I
as well.
don't remember
Oh,
my
really?
8th grade social
Yeah.
studies class.
I'd
what
have
it
to
was.
ask the homies
That's
if they
exactly
had
what
New
we
York
did.
Studies.
We took a
in
trip
8th
to
grade.
Savannah and we had to go to a plantation.
Because I heard about, like, I heard from
Oh,
somebody
wow.
else that
Yeah,
was like
that
from
was
another
our-
part, and they was
our
like,
trip for our
yeah,
social
8th grade I
class.
learned about my state.
That's
I was like,
interesting.
I wonder if that's a thing across the U.S.
That must suck
Yeah.
if you go to, like, if you live in a whack state.
Right, like Wyoming or Montana.
They gotta like make
But like, what did we
make
learn
it seem more
interesting
lit.
about Georgia?
I learned about
Sherman?
James Oglethorpe, William Tecumseh Sherman.
I ain't gonna lie.
The Dred Scott
a lot, I was
case.
gonna say a lot of stuff happened in Georgia, bro.
I
Georgia
know,
is definitely
but I didn't
a
really
hotbed.
care.
Like,
Oh
think
no,
about
I didn't care. I just wanted to be good at school. Well, history,
that.
not
Yeah.
school. I never
Like-
cared about being good at school.
Think
Yeah.
about it. We have Spaghetti Junction today, but they just had the conversion of the railroad, like whatever they called it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like you could ride a train and be in Georgia from anywhere. Like I'm sure they was like, "Yo, if you want to run away, we can hop on a train and cross
Who?
the country." I don't know, somebody.
Not us.
Of course not, because they seen them. You seen that cowboy video?
Yo, that was
Was not
crazy.
ready. Yo, we not
They
ready.
did not
Yoink,
miss, bro.
yoink,
He said,
first of
yoink
all,
that thing.
first of all,
boom, got the neck.
First,
Other
not,
one
the
came-
neck was too clean. Neck
Bro.
was too clean, and bro just sat there and waited. I'm like, all right, so what they
I
gonna
was
do
like,
in
what's the
his
plan?
legs? I'm like, there's no way he's getting under him, bro. How do you
Flawless.
get under something that's standing on the ground?
Flawless.
And just got him.
He been doing this since he was a
Yeah,
young little boy.
them is
crazy.
real
He was fresh out
cowboys
the
for
womb,
real.
yeah.
And the craziest part about that is like we were cowboys, like the real black people.
Yeah.
That was they, go get that cow, boy. Like that's that's why it's that. Ain't no if they was it would be cow man if it was white people. They would
Cow
be-
sir.
Yeah, cow gentlemen. Like, come on now.
There's a lot of cow guys and cow guys around here.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
exactly what it been. There wouldn't been no cowboys, cowgirl. They don't even. Did they call black women girl like that?
I don't know what they.
No,
I don't know.
know.
I don't know.
Oh, winch. I thought winch
That's
was an
crazy.
insult.
It is,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
also a job, and there's so much. They just was throwing winch at
I don't think so.
Really?
I think that's a specific type of black woman. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't that for like the ones who like would have masters babies? I don't think that was like.
milk
I thought that was
nurse.
mulattoes.
That is
No,
a
the
mulatto.
product
That's
would
the
be a
babies.
mulatto. Yeah.
Damn, my bad. That's the babies.
Yes.
Shout out
Oh
Big
my
Lotto.
gosh.
Shout out Lotto. Her name's Lotto now.
It's the same
Grammatically
thing, girl.
correct.
You ain't do nothing different. Please.
Hey man,
I ain't gonna lie. Her face is like too perfect to me to look good.
I don't even know what that means.
It means that like every time I look at her, it's just like I I don't know. It's like she's very pretty. Like she's objectively good looking, but it's just like I don't know. It's just I don't feel no attraction to her. If that makes sense.
So then maybe you're just not attracted to her.
Probably.
But why does she have to like? Why the too perfect thing? Because
it's just like when I look at her, it's just like why am I not attracted to this really, really objectively attractive face? You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes
as
that
far
just
as
happens.
she, like,
life.
symmetry,
Sometimes
she
that
got
happens.
the symmetry, she got all it like. But it's weird. It's just like I feel no pull to her. You know what I mean? But like when people talk about her, like I have this homie that works at Phantom that just loves her. Like I remember the video where she was like doing the thing with her chest. I was like, "They get you going, my boy." He was like, and then walked away. I was like, "Yo, what's wrong with
the
you,
walk
bro?
away
You
is
crazy?" I
crazy.
was like, "Yo, what's good?"
walk away.
I was like, "Sir, you
That's
can't
let me
too
remove
much.
myself.
breathe like
What?
that and just walk off, and I'ma just not judge you, brother."
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's funny.
That is
That man is sick.
That man is hilarious. That was the homie
Get him
who
outta
I
here.
showed y'all the video of when his friend walked in. Was like, "Hey man, can you scratch my back?" He was like, "Sure." He ripped his shirt off. It was him.
That's
Video's
ridiculousness.
Oh my god.
There's been a lot of wild things happening in the city of Atlanta in the last few weeks, and we would be remiss not to kind of, pull some focus towards those subject matters real quick. First and foremost, R.I.P. Scooby, man. R.I.P. Trouble.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
That one hurt me.
man.
That hurt my
that one hurt
feelings.
the city, you know what I mean?
God.
Y'all killed Big
Rest in
Trouble,
peace to
bruh.
Metro Boomin's mother,
Yep.
and prayers to him and the whole Boomin family. I know that's not their real last
All
name.
the Boominati camp.
You know what I mean? And then, of course, I think we've already had episodes since Keith's passing, but still just kind of highlighting rest in
I don't
peace.
think we have.
We have?
No, we did.
I think he died after that part.
He died literally like the week before.
He did.
Either way,
Yeah.
I wasn't here, so I don't know if y'all highlighted it or not. So I'll just
think.
rest in
I
peace,
feel like
like
I feel
Keith.
like it wasn't maybe a week, maybe it was a few days though. But
Gunna and Thug have continuously had their bond denied, so it's looking like they're gonna be in there till trial.
yeah, and that sucks.
Till
You want to fight.
2023.
You want to be able
Yeah,
to fight
that's
it out
a-
on your feet. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, that's a
And finding out about these people that they care about going out like this.
yeah.
I can't imagine being.
I seen a clip where Carly says she talked to Thug and he's in a lot better spirits than
Yeah.
basically
May 13th, yeah, it was
everybody
May
else.
13th.
That he's kind of just leaning on his faith and telling everybody keep their head up, things of that nature. The
it's
city's
funny.
just
That's Key's daughter's name.
what?
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah, but it's not spelled like nature. It's like Nachure.
Nature.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's nature, but
But
you know
it's
what I mean.
definitely nature. Like whenever you know how like
Yeah.
nature.
Oh.
Yeah, like, that's exactly how you say it.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? But that's just on the, I kind of like on the celebrity front, if you will. But just basically for the past month or so, just
We had
heading into summer,
shootings.
like Atlanta's just been
Wild.
on tilt. It's a lot of homicides.
I
It's a
seen a
lot
video
of
of some
lot.
girls duking it out at Discover Mills. Shoot, like, what are you fighting that Sugar Loaf Mills for?
bro.
Sugarloaf?
Come on, bro.
Mills?
Let's
why
go to
you
let's go to
there?
Dave and Buster's. Settle this with Time Crisis or
I
something.
swear we can shoot it
Why
out.
are you
bro.
fighting?
They got a,
Why are you fighting at
It's
Sugar
why are
Loaf?
you at
Mills.
Why are you at Sugarloaf Mills, bro?
That's crazy.
You go
I
in
don't
there
go
when
to
you know
Sugarloaf.
exactly what you need and you get out. You don't go there just
Last
to walk
time I was at
around
Sugarloaf
and-
Mills was
no.
Valentine's Day because I went to Medieval Times.
That's nice.
That don't
I'd be
even,
forgetting
like,
that
I'm
many
gonna be real.
times
There's
over
not
there,
even
too.
much
It's a
in there
movie.
to shop. Like it's a Champs. Like, you got a Champs.
I
You got
go
a
to
Champs,
Ross.
and you got the
They have a nice Forever
the sports
21,
store. They
a
got
big
all the
one.
jerseys
They
and
do have
stuff.
Forever
That's
21.
it for us at least.
Yeah,
Unless
there's
you
not
buy
that
books,
much
it's
to
a
just
Barnes
be
and
going
Noble.
in there.
You like airsoft? You just a little range. You can, you know what I'm saying, run through.
They
Books
do
are
have
fire.
those also.
I'm getting
for
back
us.
into reading.
Me too. I'm about to start buying manga though.
But yeah, it's been a crazy. I don't know what y'all think is like in the water or something. Like, is it?
The devil.
It's hey.
Literally,
Hey,
I'm like,
I
it's,
told
it's,
them about it.
It's the devil.
I told them about it, but you wasn't here. There was a lunar eclipse that happened a week before. Like a week before, I want to say Thug went to jail because it seemed like everything happened right after that. But
I actually do.
no,
remember
it happened
something
before
about
the
that.
first shooting. because I remember I walked outside and I looked up and I seen that
When you say first shooting, are you referring to Buffalo?
Yes.
Okay.
It happened right before the first shooting. So I think it was a week or two before. I was outside. Had to have been around May 2nd because it was the beginning of May. So I'm walking outside and I look up, moon's full. I'm like, hey, that's bright. And then I walked and I was closing my windows. That's what I was doing. I knew I was going to my car for some reason. And I was closing my windows. Closing my windows is like a workout because the only ones that work with the thing is the two back ones. So those roll up. I gotta lean over to roll the other one up, and then I gotta punch my thing until it comes up, and then I have to grab it and pull it up. So it's a lot. So I just don't do it until I feel like doing it, and that's usually later in the day.
Why do you roll your windows down at all?
Because my air doesn't work.
Jesus Lord! All right, boy, going through it.
Yes, I have. Been going through it this entire time. My air went out. So basically, I close my windows and I go back inside. But I remember that I left my firearm outside. So I go back outside and I look up at the moon and I'm like, yo, the moon is half dark. I just seen that it was bright. What's going on? Is Jesus coming back? And then I looked up on Google, is there a lunar eclipse tonight? Sure enough, there is. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to watch it and look at it. Now, I've seen 3 lunar eclipses. That was the third one. The first 2, I started looking at after one that was really significant took place a few years ago. The guy that I got a lot of my information about, a lot of the rebranding I did with my belief system. I don't want to say belief system, but basically the person who introduced me to the Book of Enoch and all that other stuff. Through his teachings, he was talking about, he's done a lot of research on the secret societies or whatever that exist in the world. And one of them, Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is, for some reason they love the number 322. Don't know exactly what the significance has with the group, but that is their number. And he's in Texas. So in Texas, he sees a lunar eclipse. This is years ago. He sees a lunar eclipse floating over the constellation of Orion that looks like a head that just got cut off. And right after that, a lot of weird stuff started happening. This was I think in the 2010s, I want to say. And this is when all those fish started washing up on the shores, birds was falling out the sky, dolphins was dying, massive die-offs of animals of biblical proportions. That's what was happening around that time. So every time I've seen the lunar eclipse after that, because I didn't see that one, but I remember those events. You know what I'm saying? So after, I've been looking to see if they're ever by any stars and in any constellations. The first 2, of course, weren't. But this one, it was. And I was looking at it the whole time. And I couldn't identify. I know constellations. I know enough of the sky to know where certain things are. So I'm looking, but I can't readily identify the position that the sky is in. I can't find the Big Dipper and I can't find the Little Dipper. That's how I figure out where everything is. So I'm I don't even know what section I'm looking at, but it's by 3 stars. And I'm I don't know what constellation that is, but I'm looking at a symbol and I can't figure out what it is and I don't know what's happening. So, of course, after it's, done and I go back inside, I'm like, yo, I hope stuff doesn't start happening because this is the first time it's been by stars. And, of course, it could have just been by stars. But, there was a constellation next to it. I just didn't know which one it was. So, I don't know what symbol was up in the sky. But sure enough, I was like, if this was a moon that mattered and they tried to use it and harvest its energy or whatever the heck, some stuff about to start happening. And stuff started happening. So I don't know if that, has any direct link to it, but I don't believe in coincidences. So take that information as you will.
I feel like that's too difficult a life to live, to not believe in coincidences.
It depends.
I just feel like there's too many things that could be a sign or something for me to not be I just gotta, even if I don't believe it's a coincidence, there's certain things I just gotta give to coincidence so that it can have it. Even if it,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I definitely feel you.
I just gotta keep moving from that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel you.
I've been seeing an unnatural. I drive a lot. Anybody who knows me knows I drive a lot, and I drive a lot of far distances. I'm never driving anywhere sub 30 minutes. And again, I'm driving a lot.
Me now.
And
I'm so mad.
Because of that, of course, I'm on the interstate a lot. I pass accidents all the time. But there was a 3-week span where I was passing an uncharacteristically large amount of accidents. And I kept just being this is getting weird. But it really started getting weird because then I started for a week, all the accidents I saw, yeah, that was wild. All the accidents I saw, like, at least had one Toyota involved. And I drive a Toyota.
That's
so crazy. I was just like, why is there always a Toyota in all these accidents?
Like that.
I had to just give that to coincidence. I was like, you got that.
Trying to be stressed.
You got that coinky-dink. I'm not dealing with this.
I understand that. Because that's definitely something, if I realize, I'd just be like, I'm not giving no thought to that.
Like, I was just like, this is weird, but it's not going on my radar. That's for sure.
It's like, man, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
It's pretty wild outside.
It's just
I feel
bad.
like the devil,
everywhere
bro,
you go, it's bad.
Yeah.
The devil sent out like his list. Like he sent out the list, and they're carrying out the missions, bro. Like it's some of us out there that's have asterisks next to our name, and they like, yo, take this now. Like, make sure he can't do what he has the potential to do.
Yeah, that's why I don't have no type of special qualities, and I like dwarf anything that could be potentially beautiful or impact the world in a great way. Like, I just remove all of those things from me, because that's where, you know what I mean, that's when they start putting you on the radar. As a matter of fact, sometimes I be trying to camouflage and be like, I'm on y'all team. I'm out here creating havoc.
I spread despair.
Look at all the people I'm bringing despair to lives. Boy, don't come for me, demon.
Nothing.
Gang. Go over here. Sometimes you gotta throw them off, man. You gotta put the scent on you. You know what I mean? Just every once in a while.
I'm from New Orleans. That's all.
That's a crazy statement.
That is a crazy thing. The only reason that it's funny is because he actually know why it's funny, because of the person we saw.
Oh my god!
At that performance. That is, bruh. Why was he in the embodiment of young boy? Like, I could have sworn he was NBA.
He just looked like a gremlin.
Yeah, he did.
Not okay.
I feel. I hope he's doing all right. You know what I'm saying, mentally, because he seemed like he wasn't.
Do you guys have any? I guess, considering we're in the summer, any plans or expectations or desires for this season? Because I feel like everybody, regardless of, like, I used to think it was a kid thing because we were in school, but I'm starting to realize now that I'm an adult that the summer's just a big time for everybody. And so, is there anything about this summer you want to try to make special, or is special, or capitalize or create, or anything of that nature?
Yeah,
I'm trying to make money.
It ain't gonna happen.
Literally, I don't even care about anything else.
Yeah, there's mad stuff I want to do, but I wanted to do those things when I had money, and now I don't have it, so I gotta get money again.
Yeah, like, I just want to make some bread. I want to go on at least one vacation.
Because I be forgetting how, like, of course you feel like certain things are far away, and they are, but when it comes to, as far as, like, your paycheck goes, you only get paid, like, I was getting paid 52 weeks, but now I'm getting paid 25. So, like, it goes to, you start to think about that, like, yo, even though this day might be 60 days away, I'm only going to get paid, like, half of those times. Half of that. So, like, I don't know, like, what my money's going to be looking like. I be thinking that I'm going to be able to, like, you know, stack and keep it up, but nah, it's
never works out like that.
No,
It never does.
Life be so inconvenient.
August is right around the corner.
Times.
I wanted to go to USC.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to go to California and watch Austin play in his senior year. And I was able, like, I was on pace to be able to do that, regardless of if my parents were going or not. But now I can't, like, at this point in time, unless, like, I really, really, like, buckle down and sell a little bit of drugs and stuff. But I ain't gonna do that.
Not a little bit of drugs.
I'm gonna be honest,
Just a
bro.
little bit.
I don't really see, like,
I don't even gotta re-up.
like,
Just get it off one time, and that's enough.
We ain't doing that life.
they want the drugs anyways.
They
Like,
do.
they gonna
They
get
fake.
them
I'm like, is
from
that a
any
sin?
source.
Selling drugs? I don't.
You cannot say that, bro. Ain't nothing in that book about selling drugs,
We
gang.
don't know what God thinks about people selling
I
drugs.
can say I can't
mean, if
say,
you
just
sound
say
like
selling
fentanyl,
drugs.
They used to
Like,
sell
okay.
frankincense and myrrh.
Hold on. We can't just say selling drugs is a sin. I can say that the Bible says that we're supposed to obey the laws of the land, and the laws of
used
this
to-
land.
the law used to
land
have
don't
us
count.
shackled.
I'm talking about the land that I'm in. I mean, we in Georgia. It is illegal in Georgia. So yes,
my gosh.
I'm breaking the law. That's a sin.
Man,
Well,
you
it
know how
depends
many
on what
things
drugs
kill
you're
people.
selling.
But auntie, you gotta
It
understand, like there are certain things that grow out of the ground that is a drug, but it's not like it's come from God, so it has a purpose.
So if
Because I'm sure you wouldn't care.
Will you go to jail?
I'm sure you wouldn't care if.
But does that make it a sin?
That makes
Yes,
that means
you
nothing.
will.
That means nothing because what is the police force but slave catchers? What is just because it's a law does not necessarily mean that it's right or wrong.
Oh God.
It's in many states it's illegal to get married.
You have a higher calling than something.
If you're the same
Well,
sex. I mean,
yeah,
what does
but
that
we
even
arguing
mean?
if it's a sin or not.
Well,
Not if it's our calling.
And greater, what does that even mean?
exactly. And you're just saying yes, it's a sin, but you're not giving us a reason why it's like you're saying, oh, drugs kill people. I could be selling ibuprofen.
It's taking you.
So
could.
pharmacists.
That's not the drug you talking
No.
about, though.
Yeah, okay,
You
but
said
we
selling drugs
just
is a
not
sin.
killing-
That's what you said.
I'm not, you ain't talking, but you're not
Auntie,
talking
you
about
said
that.
drugs. The drugs are drugs.
We're not talking
There are
about
illegal
that.
drugs and there are but there are illegal drugs and there are illegal drugs. But
right?
regardless, there are
You can sell
they're
legal
still
drugs illegally, so it don't
Exactly.
That is
matter.
very true. That
Xanax
very
is
true.
legal, but not when my homie gives it to his rapper
Exactly.
friends.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
And in some states, weed is legal.
it can't be just
So-
about the drug itself. That can't be what make it a sin or not because
Because
you could.
there are drugs that are like from fungi. That's God
But
given.
so the law
Because
varies
the
in
law
each
of the
state though.
land-
Because if I go to California and sell weed, then it's not a sin no more.
At all, if I'm licensed
And
I got
I don't
the
know.
right
That don't sound like how
situation.
sin works.
It don't. I swear
I'm
it
gonna
don't.
keep it G
It
real.
gotta
I
be,
cross
it gotta
state
be.
lines.
You can kill
Don't
Don't
everywhere.
sound like that's how shit works to me.
You telling me I go to Montana and I'm good?
Right.
That's it?
Somebody
That-
gotta be like, you good.
That don't sound like how
Because
it go.
hey,
That is crazy.
You know, it's not right now, but the purge is a perfect example. Legislation says it's okay for you to commit whatever crime, and the fact that people don't know this, but the purge existed. Like it wasn't what it is in the movie, but the holiday for Saturnalia was when for the winter solstice, you know, everybody just did what they wanted for the entire 12 hours that the night was there. So for one night,
That wasn't America based.
yeah, no, it wasn't America.
Yeah. When you said the purge, I was like, yeah.
I was saying like
huh?
the
the concept
the
of
concept
that. Yes,
of
absolutely.
crime being free for one, like
Yeah,
there's no
yeah,
crime
yeah,
for one
yeah,
night
yeah.
existed and it was a thing. Like that was in Greece though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was just that was their thing, and they just was nasty and they just did a lot of orgies. It wasn't.
It was
like,
mainly
It
orgies.
was mainly orgies. It
Wine.
really
Which
wasn't.
sounds like it makes more sense than I'm gonna go shoot up every single person I can possibly find.
and of course
Well, they
that's
didn't
what
even have
they
shootable things
Americanized.
back
Yeah,
then.
of course they
Yeah.
Americanized it by doing that. But it's like
Yeah.
most people probably wouldn't do anything
I would
but
just-
illegal
I
drugs
would
and
steal
stuff
money.
like that.
I just want to get money.
I'm gonna keep it a thou. Wow.
Because and you see in the first movie, that's like they made that what it was because everybody was having a party and he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
send in those battalions and
Yeah.
kill people."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But
make people
something like that could never exist in a nation like this and not have a political and social agenda to it. Like,
Of course.
Absolutely.
there wouldn't
Facts.
be
You're
any.
killing homeless.
Yeah,
people.
like come on.
Yeah, they gonna
absolutely.
off
You're trying
every
to
nigga
kill
in
homeless.
Atlanta.
Kill
Yeah.
those Negroes,
Yeah.
yeah, and catch
Yeah.
as many of the
Fine,
brown
yeah.
ones that's
All
next
you
to
got-
them
bro,
too.
Literally, all you
Yeah,
have to do
literally.
is fly one plane over the states and let each team fall off where they may in the major cities. Yeah, or maybe not.
They're just
one,
gonna drop a
but
bomb
like
at that
maybe
point
three.
if they flying planes.
3 each major zone. You know what I'm saying? Probably. And it's like we participate too. Y'all forgot? They just gonna hoard everybody in one spot, and it's crazy.
You think the niggas in SEAL Team 6 knew how legendary they would be without ever being personally legendary?
Yeah,
SEAL Team 6. I don't know what's that.
That's what killed Bin
that's
Laden.
that's
Oh.
the Navy
It's-
SEAL
but
team.
like I'm saying,
I didn't
before
know.
the mission, like they just got put into the team. Like I don't think that like
Nah.
They probably
like,
had no
they could
idea
fathom
how
like one
serious
day
it
like
was
they
finna
was
get.
really gonna be them ones.
Yeah.
the best of the best.
And it's like nobody know like unless you're like got a hard on for the military or something. Nobody knows not a single person in SEAL Team 6 name.
I did for sure.
But
I don't
we
even
know-
know if the dude that was like doing those interviews was actually in SEAL Team 6 or if he was just somebody they like was using to be like I was in SEAL Team 6.
But it's like
But
they really
I'm
got
speaking
real
for somebody.
stain now. Like
for real thing. And it's like ain't no Spetsnaz out there that would like other nations know about SEAL Team 6.
yeah.
Like
They put like that. That's a
scared
different
them
type
niggas.
of
on a
work
map,
to put in.
bro. Like that's crazy. Could you imagine being known as globally as just a killer? Like Even though you're as good as a ghost. Because I don't know what you look like. I just know.
Could be like in Starbucks with me at the same time.
Facts. A firework.
What's the
go off
statistics on like how many murderers you encounter like in your life? I think it's
Oh,
like
it's a lot.
17
No,
at
you
least.
you pass one a day.
Yeah, like
that-
something crazy.
Like,
there's
the
one for
average is
just
one a
people
day.
who like murder, and there's one for serial killers.
Yeah, like people who
And I
have
think-
murdered. I think
yeah.
you can pass one like on the street daily.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And,
serial killers
I
are
think
different.
I think in the average lifetime you pass like I think it's 17 somewhere around that number you said. I think it's also weird when you think about serial killers only because it's like this is gonna sound, I don't know how it's gonna sound to be honest, but it's like how many, like, I wonder what's the percentage of serial killers who like start off knowing they about to get cereal with it versus the people who's like it's Lay's chips, like they do it and then they just can't have one, and so like they
I
gotta
feel like
catch
that's
that.
almost like how it happens for most of them though. Like I don't think
I
that
think
they
it's different.
consciously are like I'm gonna murder one person every month. I feel like they get a little taste and then they just keep
And then they
going.
just-
It's
I
like
just-
it's like their, you know what I'm saying, that gestation period of how long it takes them to get the urge again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how long it fulfills them. Because you know what I'm saying, sometimes they might get to a point where it's like, all right, that was enough. I need to relax a little bit, and then they get that urge
I don't
again
think they
after.
ever
I don't know,
relax.
bro.
Damn.
That-
No, they
Ver-
do. The
For
serial
some-
killers that
for
that
some
are
time,
like, yeah,
but-
like are dormant. I mean, that like are like longevity wise, the ones that like, you know, kill, and then are like, all right, I've kind of got it out my system, and then go on living for a couple years, and then
That reminds me of the dude who got ratted out by his daughter.
But his daughter.
I think I know
Yeah,
what
like
you're talking
like he was a serial killer, and like every once in like they made like one really big move, and then like he had stopped for like a long time. Like he stopped for like a decade or two, and like then he like got back active a little bit, but he was
What's
on,
a little bit?
like he like caught 2 or 3 more or something, I don't know, but he had went on the show To Tell the Truth, and like he was like one of like the imposters for whatever the thing was for To Tell the Truth. And it was something about that episode of To Tell the Truth that his daughter saw that made her like start doing research, and she did research about like where they had came from and like the murders that was happening, and she kind of just put together that they stopped when they moved, and like so many other factors, and like even some of the nights she could like recall like that like that her dad like wasn't home, like he was out doing something or whatever the case may be.
But she couldn't.
Yeah,
she couldn't
and so
put on
then
where he was.
I think she like, I don't remember exactly how, but I think she like just kind of like brung it to the attention of the people like in that old town,
the
and then
police station.
they put it all together, and then they put that man away for life. But I could
Wow.
just imagine being
That's
on the
crazy.
stand, and it's like, dang, my own daughter ratted me out, and like I
But
get
how
it.
do you feel discovering that your dad is a whole serial killer?
That's another thing.
Scared?
Man. That's how.
Like,
that's how. That should
what?
probably. That's
Scared?
because
That
I didn't
should
even
scare
think
you.
about
I
that.
don't even know
I just
how
was
I
like,
would
man, how
feel,
could
like-
you rattle me? I'm thinking-
Yeah, I would be
That's
terrified.
crazy.
Like if I
You
found out my
gotta-
dad right now was a serial killer, I would be like,
and I think
what
he
the-
was only
yeah.
killing women too.
Yeah,
that's-
like bro,
yeah, no,
what?
bro,
And I've been
that's-
living with you for this long.
I'm
Nah.
scared.
I
I'm
think that's
scared
a
because
tough pill to swallow in general.
I'm
Like,
scared
Yeah.
because
someone you know
I
is-
don't know if I could be a victim. Like I don't know how much you love me. Now that I know this
I think if you've been
information.
doing it this long, I probably would. I think I just feel like less of. I think I would wonder less about the fact that like if I could be a victim, and more about the fact of like I don't feel like I know who you are.
Yeah.
And how much of like that changes everything. Like you raised me, and now I'm like I don't even know
Who you are for
what
real.
this individual is.
'Cause
Like
what
Yeah.
is that about? Like, what's that other
Come
side of
on,
you
bro.
that exists for real? Like, you could do that? You got to be a different person to take somebody's life.
Nah,
And
for
not
real.
in self-defense. Because the fight or flight kicking in and you instinctively, you know, protecting yourself is different than, hey,
I'm
this
gonna
person
murk
fits my
somebody,
MO. I'm
yeah.
finna snatch them up off the street and do what I want with them until they're dead.
yeah, they really
Did
be
y'all
outside.
see I just saw a TikTok the other day of like this serial killer who had he kidnapped this girl, and he ended up not killing her because she was happy that she got kidnapped. And her story was like, she said that she was going to commit suicide the day that she got kidnapped by the guy. And when he kidnapped her, she was like, thank you for taking me and not anybody else. And he was like so shocked by her attitude that he just let her go.
That's
That would piss me
That's
off.
a hilarious
That would
story.
piss
I
me
did
off.
not see anything
Like,
about
I'd be like, yo.
It was like a whole it was like 6 videos that I watched about it on TikTok.
Blew his mind.
Yeah, he was like, I just couldn't kill her. Like, he just let her
kidnapped
go.
me. He
would
about
I
to
kill
get
her?
busy. He like, you sick.
Right. What kind of
Why would I want
stuff is you? First of all,
twisted individual.
the lore of this is somebody who doesn't want to die.
Right.
Facts.
You're ready to see the other side. I don't want to do that for you because then I'm doing a good thing.
Right.
Leave. I wouldn't even take
That's
you back home. I was
crazy.
just like, you can leave. Like I'm not even thinking you gonna call the police or anything. Just go.
Right.
Just go over there.
Literally.
Like just get out of here.
I was like, good for her. I mean, she didn't kill herself. Obviously.
She said,
She's
yo.
still alive. Yeah, it was a real
Appreciate
story.
you. He said, I appreciate you for real.
She
dude."
literally told him like thank you because she was like she left her house at 2 a.m. on her bike because she was literally on her way to go kill herself. Like she was about to commit suicide. So she was like,
So did she kill herself after she?
no, I
after
mean
you let her-
she's like 40 something
Come
now.
on, bro.
and was
That's
telling
new
the
purpose
story.
in
Yeah.
life, bro.
That's
Yeah,
That's,
like,
that's
bro,
the type
a
of
crazy
that's the type
story,
of
like-
happening that like really inject a new whole reason to
Yeah.
I want
live.
to know what is she doing with her life because it had to be for a purpose that she was saved.
Oh, I
mean,
don't know
it
about
had
all
to-
that.
Probably not.
Of course, it had to be for a purpose, but does that mean she's gonna go and live in it? No. She
Also,
could've
that
easily
purpose
just
could
got
be
her
something
life.
mad
She's telling
minuscule.
that story,
Right.
and
That
Yeah.
that purpose could be like, yeah, you was meant to keep the town library open so that a child will get a book from there one day. That's gonna like, I don't know, help make like 7G or something. Like it could be
Right.
such a small purpose, like that.
it
None
is,
of
you know what
oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
she fought for the library, nerd, and then just keep it moving. Like
Right.
we don't think her contributions that significant. But that also like kind of just makes me think about like I was starting the Time Traveler's Wife, the show on HBO Max, but I've stopped and I'm not gonna continue.
It wasn't good.
No, it's good. It's just I don't want to spoil it for it. It's just
Don't do a spoiler.
it's. I mean, like I'll just say
Do a
this.
Spoiler alert, or don't spoil it.
I mean, this is what I'm gonna say is not really a spoiler. It's just like it can change someone's viewpoint going into it. It was really hard because I think, in a different time and like with less information and less things being put in our face, like it could have been an easier watch. But watching it was just like, this is just so groomy. Like it just is, and like I tried to like kind of like the first episode, like my girlfriend and I watching it, and she's like picking up on that early, and I'm like, no, like it's gonna like there's gonna be logic behind it, this, that, and the third, but like
Nah.
I got like midway through the third episode, like it was just like, no, this is really groomy, and
Bro,
like
anytime
Why? Because
there's
he
like
met her
a
for the
thing
first
like
when she was a
that,
child.
for her first time when she was a child. His first time they met when he was 28. And it's a really great take on time travel, and the fact that he doesn't have control over it and how non-narrative his life is. And like it's a good show, but she says things. I'll just say one of the lines she says is like, I'll say two lines she says, and like those two lines encapsulate how groomy it is and how hard it is to like not feel weird watching it. One of them was, I've been waiting on you since I was 6 years old.
That's weird.
And the other one was, I formed myself around you. It's just so, I just was like, I can't watch this no more, bro. It's just maybe the younger me who don't know as much about, you know what I mean? I ain't seen so many docs and all these.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, this is just
anytime I see a concept of a show or a movie where some way, somehow there is a grown woman in a child's body or a grown man in a child's body, and somehow the love interest is an adult, I'm taken aback because I go back in my mind to Blank Check, where
Is that
Buddy,
a common trope? I feel like I haven't seen too much
Blank
movies.
check.
you remember Blank Check?
No,
The
I
Disney
don't.
movie?
I
With the
don't
little
remember
boy
Blank
who-
Check.
Okay, I remember that.
I know
Yeah,
like
yeah,
13
yeah.
going on 30 is like a movie where that's explored because like
Yeah.
she becomes the Jennifer Garner and then her love interest is a grown man. But it's
Right.
like, you're still 13 in our mind. But like, I didn't know that trope, I guess, was commonly explored like that. It's
Bro,
Yeah, I haven't
Blank
seen
Check.
that movie in a- Blank
What's his
Check in a long
name?
time.
So there's this little boy, right?
me look
Who
this up,
gets
'cause I don't remember this.
There's this little boy who messes around and walks up to a bank with a blank check from a man, and coincidentally there was supposed to be another guy who I think is a drug dealer who was supposed to come up with a blank check to this teller, and he gives the boy $1 million because he just typed $1 million on his blank check.
I look up the movie. The fourth picture is this little boy kissing a whole adult woman.
Bro.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, because she's was she the maid or the butler?
I have not seen that movie since I was like 12.
I don't remember
I've actually never seen this movie, but I've seen the poster. So like,
I don't remember exactly
movie.
what her occupation was, but basically he was like trying to act like he worked for a millionaire. And he was spending all the money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, yeah, so Mr. So-and-so really likes you, but it's him talking to her. And she's like, at the end of the movie, was just like, yeah, when you get older, if you're smart and you're all right, I guess. I don't remember what she was saying, but she kissed him. And like, as a kid, I was just like, that's weird.
Straight on the lips, too.
Straight on the lips, bro.
She got to it. Active.
What? Like, she gave a little boy a kiss, dog. Like, what? That's wild. And then, like, I've seen that multiple times after. And it's just, like, as a kid, I was just like,
weird.
That's weird. It's like,
weird.
Yo, I don't care that you're bad. You're a grown woman. It's not supposed to happen.
I guess that also kind of lends itself to, like...
She's probably not even bad. It probably just was my mind.
She wasn't. She's just a white woman.
Right.
But
I gotta look at her and see again.
It kind of lends itself to...
the haircut.
I was having a conversation the other day... it was actually while watching, because they're 8 years apart in The Time Traveler's Wife, and I just was like, I feel like if you're gonna have this book and this, then that's a movie and then that's a show, right, where this concept of this, time traveling relationship is explored. Like, the best thing you could do for it is make them really close in age, and 8 years is just such a big deal, because like, again, the first time they meet in his narrative, he's 28 and she's 20, and like, even that's a bit, but it's like, okay. Yeah. But like, when you fathom like the potential of like if a 26-year-old was with a 34-year-old, I really wouldn't bat my eye. Like, I'm not looking at it like, oh, this is a thing. But if a 26-year-old was with a 34-year-old and they told me they've been together for 18 years, I'm gonna be like, huh? And
wait, say that again. The numbers.
Like, if a 26-year-old and a 34-year-old, so they have an 8-year difference.
Where is that coming from?
Is it an alarm?
No.
Is it your music? Did it just start playing?
That's the thing. It's not my music. It's the instrumental, but like
you're on. So it was Safari or something.
Yeah, it's Safari. But like, it wasn't showing up in my thing.
Interesting.
And it's like I didn't click it. I was on Google. Looking
weird.
at the pictures, but yeah, it was wild.
It's just like the age. I've always said the gap basically between two people, like the age gap, is less important than the numbers. Yeah, like the numbers that they actually are is always like, I feel like, because even if you like, if I met like a couple and like one was 65 and the other was 55, I don't care. Whatever.
Grown,
yeah. But then if I like find, like, if they're like, yeah, we've been together since, the 65-year-old's like, yeah, we've been together since I was 25.
Yeah, now I'm looking at you like, what?
15,
yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
what's your problem? Like 25, dog. I'm 25 now. There's nothing about a 15.
You know what I mean?
Nothing at all.
So I've always just like, the numbers is always more important than the gap. And like, there are even like some points where like like a smaller gap is like still weird. Like
a 22-year-old with a 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's like that 5 years doesn't matter, but like that 5 years does. Like, why are you 22 with a 17-year-old? Like, what are you?
My baby 19. Does that make me your princess?
Then she said it again, and then again.
Am I a predator?
That doesn't even sound good. Like,
she had no bars. No, I wish she was flowing.
I wish. Oh my god,
my little baby 19. So, am I a predator? And then he hops in
and was all like happy.
Am I a
so
predator?
Mad, bro. He blew me.
Oh my god, that was awful.
I don't even know how old you are, but yes, because you asked.
I was like, how old
you
are you?
asked, and that lets me know you are.
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
and I was just so mad at how like into the video he was.
He
I
was
like,
so hyped.
Of course he was into the
a
video.
simp. I know you are. Like,
He
I
was
know
so
He's
you are.
19.
You 19. You
My
love
little-
this woman.
my little
And
baby
she's
19 and
cheating
my
on you,
predator.
bro. I can't look
I
at.
don't
She's
even
from
want to date
Detroit,
somebody
dog.
who's 22.
I feel like she had a face tat.
can't.
She had
Oh,
face
she
tat
23?
energy. She probably
Yes.
did.
I'm so serious.
She said I wouldn't
23.
even date someone that's 22. I had to do the math. I was like, I just turned 24, and your birthday is September. You're 23.
Yes, I can't do it.
It's 1 year.
It's not cute. No.
That's crazy. You said 22?
Yes.
Cause I dated a 22-year-old. That's 3. I don't know, bro.
Depends on the type of 22 year
It
old.
depends.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
But it's not a bad guy.
If she's a 22-year-old city girl, she can stay where she's at.
City girl.
If she's a 22-year-old hot girl, she can stay where she at. Unless she look like Meg, then
I don't know, bro. Sometimes you need those. You gotta learn those lessons.
Bruh, no, I don't.
What
They
lessons you-
idolize
There's a lot-
women
there's
that
a lot
all
of
have
lessons.
men
Okay.
in their life,
And-
rapping about not
And
having
she's
them.
trying to make you the man she has while she
No, she's
parades that she. Come on, you gotta.
Bro, I don't get
Life
I don't-
reflects art, man. This is all duality.
My life is starting to reflect Basquiat's art, and that's not good. So I don't know if they want that at the moment. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm just like
Am I a
kinda sick
predator?
of like treading through these stupid ideologies. Like, I should not know this many idiots exist. And
I agree
do.
with that though.
I mean, it
There's a lot
reminds
of
me of
stupid
that.
people out
It
here.
reminds me of that tweet that said we was never supposed to know this many people business. Like,
Right.
It's
We
so
never supposed to know
true.
this many people existed.
Literally.
7 billion people on
I'm
this
sick of
planet,
it.
and I feel like I have seen 30% of the ideas that they have to offer. And that's not enough. I mean, that's way too much.
I think you can take solace in the fact that though you do feel that way, it's definitely not that much.
I feel like
It just
you're
seems
probably
like
right.
that.
Yeah, it
Because you're
just
on
seems
Twitter
that way.
every single day, like just looking at.
But I've also,
And I be
Stupidity.
trying not to.
I've also kind
But it's
of,
like I be trying to find the jokes because the jokes be funny.
I've also kind of started to adapt even the way that I mentally traverse being on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I just like,
I feel like you gotta do that every 2-3 months.
I just basically
Same
I
maintenance at this
when
point.
I'm there, I just treat everyone else that's on social media like a clown. And like once you're a clown,
I mean, that's otherwise you'll be mad.
yeah, like,
Honestly, like
once
you'll
you're
be
a
upset.
clown, I just like I chalk so much up to you don't know no better. You a clown,
Right.
like
It's just your
I don't know,
mindset.
You're just a clown.
You a slave to your own mind. I can't
Yeah.
even be mad at you, brother.
And it's unfortunate because, like, a lot of times people really be thinking like they the one. Like when it comes to like
this is it.
like yeah, like we not
this
ready
is
for these
it.
like you're a clown,
Like, yes, we are, bro.
but it's all right. Like
It's
you
okay.
can't help it. You
Right.
grew up in a clown house. You drove around in a clown car.
You got
Like
clown
in a clown
shoes,
community. Like you can't help your clownery.
went to
Like,
clown school.
you know what I mean? Got a clown degree. Like you just a clown. Like
The
you was bred
writing
for
is
this.
in animal balloon
Comic
animal letters.
Sans.
Like, come on now.
Absolutely, you was bred for this.
Like, and it's like also it helps to understand that people like really just aren't like some people literally just say stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like people will think that somebody had a long thought out process to get to where they're at. No, they literally just say
They
stuff
just
and they lie.
open the app and just
Like,
started typing.
I literally know, like, bruh, I saw a tweet the other day, and it really made me mad because of the type of tweet that it was. This lady tweeted, "Oh, by the way, don't be a dick and push people in the pools this summer because we can literally because some of us have implants that are in our body that if they get wet, they can literally die. They can literally shock us and kill us." And I was like,
Implant.
oh, hold on. I was like, first of all, yes, don't be a dick and push people in the pool because some people can't swim.
Yeah, that just needs
Second
to
of
stop
all,
happening.
If it's implanted in your body, it's already wet. Your body's 98% water. Where's the dry spot that it's in that you're not that if it gets wet a second time, then it'll electrocute you or die? I don't know any implants
What
like
type of
that.
implant is
I'm
she
not saying
talking-
they don't exist, but I'm just
Did
like
she say electrocute or did she
yes,
just say
she
the?
said electrocute.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just
I don't
like,
even know
What
that
type
means.
of implant
like,
do you got? So you can't
why-
take a shower?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why as a white lady is you saying this?
Oh, well, she
on
white, so
behalf
she may
of-
not be taking
of
showers.
people like you talking about some us like that's a big group of people like why you buy a pool
Maybe
then
she got an ankle
if
monitor.
you could die
That's not an implant.
That's not an
know, I'm
implant.
just saying.
And it would not electrocute you.
Talking about.
And it's like, why you buy a body of water if you know you could die real quick if it get on you? Like,
Yeah.
you not afraid of juice?
I wouldn't even go to a pool party
like
if
you
I
spill
couldn't be
juice
wet.
on your spot, you done, right? Like, people, like, do you think I'm an idiot and I just don't think?
Well, did anybody ask her to
I
go
did.
further?
I kept scrolling, bro, because I said,
come
wait.
on, bro.
Yeah, I
I need
definitely would've
answers.
I'm
investigated
sorry.
a
I
little
saw
bit.
that. I saw it yesterday, and I wish I could go back and find it, but I would have to scroll a lot. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You telling me you have an implant in your body that can't get wet? It's in your body already. So how is it gonna get wet?
Yeah, that's a wild one.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It
I want
does.
to find it.
I think that just goes into, like you said, people just be saying stuff. With that being said, we done chatted and ratted and, well, no, we ain't never ratted. I was just trying to find a rhyme. We ain't never ratted.
People in pools.
At least not me. I can't speak for nobody else. But, yeah, we done conversed and, all of these things. And so, y'all know the deal. When we wrapping up, I got that rapid outro question in this one.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Implanted medical devices.
Go up.
Jobs off for Juneteenth this year?
I'm unemployed, so. I'm unemployed.
I have
Yes,
no
but I have
clue.
no idea about
And
that.
Juneteenth's a Sunday this year, so it should be easy to not have to
The
work.
20th.
The holidays flow on the Monday, though.
Yeah, it'd be the
Oh.
20th.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
off
how
on the
that works for
20th
y'all.
from GGC. I don't know in Phantom.
It was Juneteenth.
Yeah, they did, because last year was the first year they made it a national holiday.
But I don't hear nobody's. Our office ain't closed on Juneteenth.
That's because it's
Not
on a
surprised.
Sunday.
Oh,
You think it done upgraded to if it's on the weekend, we give you the Monday? It ain't at that level. That's level C national holiday. We at level A.
I mean, we still getting off.
yeah, the office is closed on Sunday.
Well, you work for the state, technically, so that's why.
Yeah.
You talking
But
about-
I
It
might
don't say
still
what
be
type of.
working at Phantom.
It don't say. Just says
Yeah, see,
medical
'cause
devices.
they don't answer the
They
state.
don't. Yeah, they don't.
These
Trying to figure
fireworks
out,
gotta
like,
go
what-
off.
You know, these fireworks got to get off.
Have you
'cause we
found
got
any
'em.
answers about these implants?
It just says no,
Okay.
She didn't
No.
specify the implant.
no.
Is it the? Let me see. Let me see if that is definitely the white lady. Yep, I remember that bandana.
It just say medical devices. What medical device?
Does she mean like a?
Have become large. Though phones
joint,
have
the
become,
birth control
that's what,
joint?
That's what pissed me off. Though phones have become largely waterproof, some of us have implanted medical devices that could literally kill us if they get wet. What does phones have to do with implanted medical
Because
devices?
But you
people
just
was
trying to draw a
probably saying
parallel to,
don't
like,
push people in
yeah.
the because like but
No, some
I've
people
seen-
can't swim
I've
and will
seen-
drown to death.
And
How
I
about
think
that?
that's the best thing. But I also just think like it's one of those activities that like has never been funny or cool. Let's just
Yeah.
let it die out.
True.
Like I shouldn't have to give you a
It's only
reason for
funny
you
if
to
it's-
not push
if-
me.
if
in the
Okay, so we're
pool.
like-
talking. Once talked about like a hearing aid, like a cochlear implant, which that makes sense. If you have something implanted in your ear,
Yeah, that does
makes
make sense.
Okay, but you still have to shower. You might not be
But I mean,
submerged
you're not
in water,
gonna. Yeah,
but
Yeah, and they probably
it's very possible for water to get in your ear.
but that's also like something they have control over. So maybe they have a way, a method of making sure that's
that doesn't
secure,
happen, yeah.
which
Yeah.
can't be the case if you just get dunked in a pool.
True.
but is this a common? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
if
that's a
common.
small group of people
That's a
who have
very
eardrums in their ear or ear implants in their ear.
That's a. Yeah.
It sounds expensive.
It very does.
It
And I'm
is.
pretty sure if
I'm
those
sure it
people
is,
are getting
yeah.
it, they're only around other people that have enough money to do the same thing.
And they don't dunk each other in pools
at all.
They do things like
Golf with daiquiris in their hands.
daiquiri is not really a golf friendly
It's not.
drink.
It's
Who's
not.
They be
golfing
drinking
with a
hard
daiquiri?
liquor on
Yes,
the,
they
at
do,
the golf range.
and
yeah.
a lot of
Whiskey.
beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, whiskeys and bourbons are big golf drinks. Outro question: if you could make this is inspired by Game of Thrones, if you could make it one season, like of the 4 seasons, forever, what season would it be?
Spring,
Why?
because it's not too hot, not too cold. The weather's nice. The trees are blooming. Flowers coming out.
I'm an
The
idiot.
birds are singing and stuff. It's like good weather all year.
Interesting.
Fall
Why?
because football and that is
it wouldn't be football all year. It would just be the weather of that season all year. Football would still exist in the same time frame. She said, "Non-stop football."
That's exactly how it went in my head. I was like, boy, what?
The weather of the
What is my
season.
favorite
We wouldn't
sport?
be doing fall activities all year
my
round.
God.
I'm sick. We would be eating Thanksgiving food in July. All right, so yeah, it's still fall though, because fall I feel like is the time where it's still a little hot during the day, but it's starting to get cooler at night, and that's when it starts to get darker earlier. So like, you know, that's when a lot of people, you know, start popping out. You get to layer up with your clothes and stuff like that, and you're not hot, you know what I'm saying? So like, you can dress, you can drip a little bit. So I like that. I like that time of the year because of the dressing that I get done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine would be winter for three main reasons. Number one, the average American, like regardless of where they live, what state or like what their weather's like, they all hate winter. I don't. So already I have a leg up on society. Most of y'all are dreading going outside and I'm not. So boom. Advantage Emmanuel. Number one. Number two, I've clocked
I have to defrost my windows by hand. I just thought about that.
I've clocked that like the past few winters.
A new fan and shit.
I don't know if it's just like me and the attention I'm paying, but it just feels like it rains. This is a very Georgia specific one. It rains more in the spring and summer than it does winter. And like fall, it's like about the same amount. So, and I hate rain. It's one of like, I understand its purpose. Absolutely. I hate it. And I specifically hate driving in the rain. I hate the fact that most of like people that drive in Georgia, like there's two sides to fall on when like driving in the rain. And it's either you drive like slightly worse than you did, or you like or you drive slightly slower than you did. And everyone like hates the slightly slower because like y'all don't know how to drive the same. But what you don't realize is all that hatred's turning you into even worse driver, and you weren't that good to begin with. So now like they're driving slower because you're on the road and they're just trying not to die. Right. And it's just too much. I just don't like rain. So that's the second reason. And then the third reason is I kind of just feel like during the spring everyone has too much optimism. I feel like during the summer everybody has too much energy, and I feel like during the fall everyone has too much focus. And I feel like the winter is the only season that kind of just sits everybody down and says, I'm running things right now. Just try to be a human until one of them other seasons come around. And I like that, the energy that creates. It best, again,
You like chaos.
That's just
That's
best
your problem.
That's just best for me. So that's why I would make it winter all year round. Also, I dress best in layers, and I just like... And I also
Winter's my number two.
I think it kind of like gives like a leg up
Winter
to
is
like
the last season I would want to last all year. I don't want no cold, no snow, no nothing.
People used to always
It
ask
don't
me
even
would
be
I
snow
rather
like that
play in
here,
the
though.
cold or the
It
heat.
don't.
And I'm like, I would look at people crazy if they said they'd rather play in the cold, because they were thinking about just cramps and sweat. I'm like, bruh, you can have heat tolerance. It can get cold to the point where your body starts to draw blood away from your extremities, and you have no control over that because your body's like, yo, protect your heart. So now your hands you can't feel your hands, but you still got to play and make tackles. I'm not grabbing people. That hurts. Like, I have to hope that I hit this person, he falls. Like, I have to hope that he just is like, I'm not wanting to run either.
I mean, his body going through the same thing.
Exactly that, but some people just seem like that. It just don't faze them. Like, as a kid, I used to wonder like, why are these people playing in snow act like they're not putting their hands in ice, and they're just playing like nobody's showing no weakness, none of that. I'm like, yo, this is I don't know if I could play in Detroit if I ever got drafted. Like, I would somehow try to get out my contract because bro, can't do it.
So we have a spring, an autumn, and a winter. Do you have an answer?
For me, I like spring.
And Interesting.
Spring is just, it's like a happiness. Like everything's just nice. It's
Like I said,
yeah,
I feel like spring
deal with
people got
pollen.
too much optimism. Like I just,
yeah, spring's like the best. I love
Bruh.
spring.
everybody just like believes
I
that
don't
that's gonna
like
be
the
a.
rain of the spring.
Yeah, but when it's
I
nice
like
outside,
the-
like it's nice 75.
I
Like
don't like them
I love that.
showers bringing
Yeah,
me flowers.
I hate rain too much to ever rock with spring. Spring's probably my least favorite holiday.
I
Just
like the
just
sunny
off
days
of
of
rain.
spring,
Yeah,
not
that's
the
what I
rain.
meant. So yeah, season.
You know what you mean.
I don't like the rainy days of spring.
Holiday season.
Spring is nice. You get to
That's
put
the name of
time
one of my folders
forward.
for like the camera I had.
Right, spring forward, fall back.
MTSU.
But we're not doing that. Didn't
Well,
they?
back we gained an hour, spring forward.
But
those-
isn't it done now? There's no more
Yeah, ain't it
daylight
permanently
savings,
in
right?
and out, like permanently somewhere?
There's like
It's
they-
permanently one or the other.
there's no more daylight savings. They just put that in
they
a
was
bill like
we're
last
not doing
year.
that no more.
They did that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
did that
remember
last
that?
year.
No.
Yeah.
I swear,
there
like
is-
right
there is
after
a
the end
whole
of the day, it's
bill.
like, yeah,
Just
we're not doing
get
that no
rid of
more.
daylight savings.
Because
they
it was
made it
never
up.
real.
They made it up to
Time
begin
does
with.
not exist.
It's
There are
fake.
only 4 natural barriers, and they are the seasons.
Next thing you know, the groundhog won't be necessary.
The
The
U.S.
groundhog
Senate,
was-
the U.S. Senate approved the Sunshine Protection Act in March 22 with the goal of making daylight saving time permanent starting. Wait. So we're making daylight savings time permanent starting in 2023. So it's the opposite of what you were saying.
No, so like, wait, what? I think that means like the actual time, not that like
So daylight savings. When do we save daylight?
In the spring.
in the spring.
In spring, 'cause
so
there's
next,
more.
so after next spring, that means we would
November.
stop.
It says November of 2023 is permanent. That's when it's starting.
That's
So
when
what
we.
do we-
That's when we fall back and you gain an hour.
So,
So
we're
after that,
permanently
they're not
gaining an
gonna
hour.
change
I never
anymore.
gain or lose
So
the
we're not
hour
losing ever
because I'm
again.
always awake when it
That means
happens.
it's gonna
happens.
be dark early
And-
forever.
I don't think they can
I
control
don't think
that.
That I'm not
trash.
down with.
I don't think that's gonna. But you gotta remember.
But if they
the
Like
can,
it's gonna.
I'm
But
with
the
it.
season, but you gotta remember the
Please.
sun.
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
sun,
change
the position of the
some.
sun is, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
still,
I'm not down with that, Ashton.
I hate November.
I love when
With
it
a
gets
passion,
dark
I
earlier.
hate
love it.
no.
Because it's
That makes me
I be
sick.
looking, bro.
Exactly.
I be looking outside
That's
at 8 o'clock.
gross.
Like, why
I
is
need to be
it
light
light?
outside till
Come
like
on.
9 p.m.
Me too.
Why?
That's
You don't
because
want to
it-
know you in the
Yeah.
evening?
Me and Ashton, we on the
Yes,
same
like
page.
because it's just better. Like, why does it have to be so dark so early?
So we could go
It could be dark
inside
in the
somewhere and
morning.
be with lights.
No,
No.
I'm with Ashton. Light outside to 9 p.m.
Like, no.
That's not accurate to life.
I'm done being
okay. It's
outside,
at least till like
bro.
8 o'clock now, though.
Yeah, 8
I'm
to
done.
No,
being
I'm saying
outside.
like
People are
just the
dying
fact that
for
that
no
happens,
reason.
like it's not reflective of what's happening.
that's
Like
always happened.
it's evening, but outside looks like midday.
Evening
like,
can be like dim. It don't gotta be pitch black dark outside at 6
it's
o'clock.
evening,
Right now?
not
Pre-dark.
light.
dark until 8:30 going on 9 o'clock now.
Right, and I like that. I
love
prefer
it.
it that way.
That's me.
Not
That's
a vibe.
nice.
It'll be like that all year
I
round.
feel
Because
like-
like when I be trying to go out and it's dark outside at 5 o'clock, I don't want to go anywhere anymore. I want to stay in my house.
And that's your problem.
I was about to say, why
so
not?
the world needs to fix it, so it's not my problem anymore.
Or you can
Me and
adapt.
Ashton can have what we
Yeah.
need.
Why you
I
letting
guess.
a little
No problem.
darkness interrupt the flow?
On me.
It's just gross. Like it shouldn't be dark till 9 o'clock.
What's gross about darkness?
9, that's way too
Don't
late.
even try to do that.
So you find dark
Mine
skinned
is
people
way too
hideous
late.
creatures, is what you're saying. Let's dive into that.
That's Twitter right there.
We're gonna get into why Ashton's a colorist on our next.
That's definitely Twitter in a nutshell right there.
Hey man, you already know where you can find me at, man. On Instagram, thevillain.5390, Twitter, RP Lyons, TikTok, the Goon of June. Do I have anything else? That's it. You can find my music everywhere, Saint Even.
Song Gun coming out soon. Doodle Wait coming out soon.
Dude.
Doo-doo.
It did
Wait,
sound
it
like
did
you said
sound like-
doo-doo though.
Doodle to Wait. I
Yeah.
did say.
Dude.
I did say doodle, but just to say it fast. But it's do to wait. Because I would have to enunciate two, but I was like doodle to wait. But yeah,
You might as well go ahead and tell them you're at while you're at it. You just.
I thought you was gonna go.
But you skipped over me anyway, so just
Yeah,
go
it
ahead.
does
and
I
go.
mean, I
sense
was
for you
just
to
saying
go.
it, but then y'all said doodle, and then I started talking about doodle. Sorry.
Okay, so you can follow Andrew at underscore skip to my shoe
go look at the rest of the video,
and
bro.
prod by ck.tv on Instagram.
I'm glad you listened.
There you go. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashton Gates with 2 S's.
And you can follow the entire podcast at YSO Podcast on Instagram, YSO_podcast on Twitter. You know what it is when you get to YouTube. Type in Youth Speak Out Podcast. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you stay locked into whenever we drop heat.
Yes.
And with that being said,
every op shot.
Celtics in 7.
Could y'all imagine what a room would look like if it was like a Twitter timeline, but like in a room?
Ew.
I'm saying.
Why would you even want to think
I
of
would be
something like that?
disgusted.